Welcome to Can Angels Fly. I'm Nancy. And today I'm here to make light of what's going on with us, around us, to us, and so on. I just wish I was a magnificent talker so I didn't have to write notes. I didn't write any notes. So, warning, this might be rough, but I hope I make it through. Anyway, this video is an accumulative video resolving the mystery of what I have been tracking through studying your charts, my charts, doing readings, stargazing, doing all that, living life. And I see. Who am I? Nobody. So, possibility, I could definitely be wrong. With that being said, I could definitely be wrong. If a person is granted the gift of prophecy, do they know they're a prophet? I could be wrong. I say that because during the course of my life, I've had an interesting life. As I've stated before here on YouTube, I cannot share every crazy aspect of my life. I am human, yes I am, and oh my goodness, the stuff I've gotten into. But at the same time, I've always had this ability to know. Real rugged kind of thing. I never could know because I wanted to know. I knew when I needed to know. It was right on time, and it accomplished what it had set out to perform. It what? The prophecy, the understanding, the knowing. And I say that because I'm not going to stake a claim that I'm a prophet. But I am going to say that as in the past, I just feel like I'm in touch and in tune with something. And so I'm going to share it with you. Many people, I have noticed, feel like it's something coming. It's something coming. Even if a person is not into astrology or tarot cards, even if a person is involved in some traditional religion, it doesn't matter what sector. It doesn't seem to matter what race or culture. Everybody I talk to, they just feel like something coming. We here on YouTube, I can't speak of any other social tool, but here on YouTube, you know, we have come up with so many different philosophies or theories about what's going on, from ascending to what do they call it, Mandela effect, and traveling through portals, and so on and so on and so on and so on. It's just unending, so many things. But I think I see. So I'll begin to break down what I have come to believe is taking place and why it is taking place. I hope, once again, I can focus my mind, my thoughts, and my speech. Ride the wave with me. As you see, there's a board behind me. I ask you to kind of read over that board for a second and kind of digest it. What it says at the top, the subject, is that we make the decision. Yep, we make the decision. That's what's going on. It's like, what are you talking about, Nancy? We who? Me, you. and every individual in humanity, we make the decision. We make the decision about what? The state of this world, this realm, this existence, this experience. It is completely up to us. How this world continues, what condition it will be in if we reincarnate back into this place. If not us, an offspring of ours, a descendant of ours, incarnates into this realm, what will the conditions of this place be when they return, or we return, or they come, or we come? Whatever. We make the decision. I came to see that it is our decision because, again, of the readings, of reading you individually, reading the stars and everything, life experience, everything that's going on, from the president, from the world, state of the world, the condition it's in, and how each country and continent is relating, how I'm relating to my neighbors, my friends and family, and them to me. And so on and so on. All the theories, all the philosophies, nobody having clarity, more theory after theory after theory. We need clarity. It is us, humanity, who makes the decision. How did I come to see this? Well, what I noticed is in all those different formats, through all those formats, again, tarot reading, astrology, etc., life, all that, I noticed two things happening. Narrowing it down to two parts, putting each in a compartment. It kept happening over and over and over and over again. It didn't matter whose philosophy, whose theory, whose worldview, who what they thought. It didn't matter. It still ended up in one or two categories. And the first category, as you see, I just titled the ego, because the ego talks about self-perseverance. It is survival of the fittest. Darwin wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong. It is truly survival of the fittest. Whoever's the fittest sets the conditions of our duration here in the physical realm. The ego consists of the self, the id, the I, It also consists of, these are just examples, your family, your race, your philosophies, your beliefs, your views. Now let me go back. The opposing issue or category is the soul. What is the soul? Many of us believe that the soul comes from, or has been granted to us as is a multiplicity of the divine, of God, the all. God experiencing it himself, itself, the soul. We've each been granted our portion, so to say, as we experience this physical realm. The soul, if we are a multiplicity of the all, of one unit, we are a part of the one, we are one. And so the soul is the other. It's the other. It's the community. It's humanity. It is universal law. In a Bible I used to study, I remember reading something like this. It says, you can't serve two masters. You cannot be lukewarm. You must be either hot or cold. We have to make a decision. What is going on now is that we are making the judgment, like in a tarot card, judgment, that final determining judgment or decision that influences, impacts the future condition of this world, this realm, for the next, what is it, 26,000 years? I have made multiple videos outside of tarot reading dealing with this thing I called prophecy. It started about 2 years ago. And I got that one from reading tarot cards for people. And I just kept seeing these two different brackets. And the two different brackets, what it was talking about at that time, all the readings I read, it didn't matter how many, who I read, man, woman, didn't matter what age, it didn't matter what field they were in, religion they are or were, it didn't even matter. It just kept coming back down to these two things. It was this either or. It was talking about being ciphered into either righteousness or unrighteousness, good or evil, dark or light. Okay. Sometime later, I end up getting some information that was showing me truly the whole state or construction or the construct of our world. And ultimately what is at stake. And what is at stake is our soul. Later on, I started getting information when I would read the stars about the world itself, where it was heading. It's hard to interpret because there's so many terms that go with each astrological planet. Each planet in each astrological alignment. But it was so strong, I could not, ignore it. And one day I laid down and I had an experience, an awakening experience. It is a video here on my channel. It's called End Time Prophecy, September 2016. I've been asking everybody to watch it. And then there is another video that I made during I think the Leo solar eclipse, where it talked about expressing your fabulous self-expression. Then I came back with one, it's called See Something. And it was about me. I was saying, I was confessing that I was contradicting myself. Because the original prophecy or experience that I had said, hey, you people who, me, you, and every individual in humanity have become some selfish, self-righteous, egotistical, driven folks. So, I'm going to give you, not me, universe, God, the all, the opportunity to express yourself, but you won't be able to go any further. Because I'm going to transform your mind. And you can't serve two gods. And so, after that experience and after that interpretation, what I presented to you guys on YouTube, guys and girls on YouTube, then another message came through. And that was the one during the Leo, I think it was solar eclipse. And I was like, express yourself. And then, once I realized I contradicted myself, I had to go back and look at my previous message and put them together and look again. And that was the offer universe God was giving to us. Express yourself, especially who you are. It said then universe, it said, hey, I have bound all the principalities and dark influences. Whatever you do from here on out, that's you. Or you are perpetuating the bad behavior that you learn. Now go ahead and express yourself. The time came not too long ago for us to express ourselves. Then I go to read the stars again. It says, oh my, what was that video about? I was just acknowledging that I had contradicted myself. But at that time, I began to understand. It was saying, God, universe, had already said, express yourself. And so I was like, well, I guess, and the video was kind of pointing out the danger, because it kept saying you will be held accountable for your works. So I just wanted to highlight that. And that's what I did in that video. And then recently, I got another message just the other day. I made a video here on YouTube. Heck, I don't even know what it's entitled. But it talked about not being able to move forward on our own egotistical, selfish aims or desires, but how we will push in order to do so. And it was saying how, oh yeah, I forgot about how it had showed me that our souls were being exposed. And see, it all goes back to the video I made March 6th of 2016. All those things that the stars talked about then that were going to be, that were going to happen. It was talking about what was going to happen, what was going to take place, what was going to transpire. Then, interpretation after interpretation is telling me, it's telling us, this is unfolding, it's happening now, you're in the midst of it. Even the last one, where last few, the state of the soul, your soul is being exposed. It says you are released. We're released. Whatever we do, we're either perpetuating a bad habit, or this is really the state of your soul. It's saying getting to know yourself before entering into this grand social mingle. We make the decision. We make the decision about what? The state of this world. The state of this world in the distant future. And the experience of those incarnated here or reincarnated here. Now, the truth is, we really don't know where we came from before the womb. And we don't know what really happens to us after the tomb. We speculate. We formulate theories. Here on YouTube, what I try to deal with is to try to make sense of all that goes on between the womb and the tomb. And as high as a man and woman can go in their physical body, including technology. Looking at all of it, it was shown to me. I could see it clearly in boxes and brackets, like a puzzle piece. Let's say, hypothetically, case scenario, you or me or any individual in humanity passed away today. Not wishing another bad on you. Not wishing that change or transition on y'all. Know we ain't ready. We feel like we ain't ready, but we also know it don't matter. Anyway, you leave up out of here and you come back 75 years from now. Okay? Think about what's been going on. All of the hurricanes. We have, what is it? Is it Japan or China shooting nuclear bombs trying to reach him over here? We have a president that is doing things kind of new, you know. We have, it seems like, racial tension that is increasing and abounding. We have technology that has liberated our minds. We can do any and everything. We can fulfill our darkest urges without anybody even knowing. You know, you just think about the state of the world. You come back 75 years from now, 100. What will be the condition of the world then? What will you or someone else be entering back into? Well, that depends on the decision we make now. This really is a battle between good and evil. It is a battle between righteousness and unrighteousness. And what do I mean by that? I mean, hey, if you want to, because this is the physical realm, it caters to the five senses and this physical body. You can have it the way you want it. Either we can blow up all the boundaries and rules and regulations that helps this construct function in a righteous manner, more reasonably, giving each person liberties and taking in consideration the earth and everything. Or we can work together, understanding that none of us really control this thing, own this thing, nor own another. No other person is responsible for this the state of the soul and the world and everything, and really work together to hold things together in a balanced, harmonious, and loving or righteous way. It's up to us. If we say, okay, we're going to move forward righteously, 100 years from now, a person, an individual can incarnate here or reincarnate here and may find something similar to a paradise. But if we decide to move unrighteously, off balance, and dark, when a person incarnates here or reincarnates here 100 years down the line, they can find themselves, they can incarnate into a hell. We are making the decision now. I want to go a little further when I'm talking about taking the unrighteous road. Countries shooting off nuclear weapons, destroying other countries. It doesn't stop there. It shakes the earth. And once it shakes the earth, it causes natural disasters that end up demolishing and traveling and demolishing more of this world. Then we depend so on technology that we're ripping and stripping all the nutrients and natural resources out of Mother Earth, and she is discombobulated and sick. If we don't stop, we're creating a state of hell for whomever reincarnates back into this place 100 years from now, for example. Let's say, hypothetically, case scenario, we are trapped. Trapped in what, you say, Nancy? Trapped in a reoccurring loop in which we continue to exit and enter this place, this physical realm. What if, hypothetically, it will not stop as long as this planet exists? But each time you come in as something different. Next time, a tree or a bug or an animal or whatever. Anything that is basically natural to this environment, depending on what state it is in. If you come in during a time that it is desolate, then all you may be is a grain of sand. What if we come in and the earth has been transformed or shaken by some planetary incident that causes the planet to be 99.5% water? Then you can only incarnate as sea life or a sea creature or something like that. And so it's just saying, how do you want to come back here? That's a possibility. I'm not saying it's 100% right. It's just a theory. What if you had to come back here? Would you want to come back here and it be a state of heaven, a paradise, where we are harmoniously vibrating with each other and the planet? Or do you want to come back here during a time when there are race wars and division and oppression and suppression or desolence? We're making a decision. Either we will do as I've been picking up in the stars, continue to be ego-driven, egotistical, selfish, self-centered, egotistically pursuing our own aims, passions, and desires. What constitutes self, your family, your race, your philosophies, or whatever the case may be, Or we can choose the soul, unity, to be one with the all, and move in a righteous manner, in a way that we consider others. We come back at a time where everybody is considerate of the other, where there is community and community works, where humanity is all, all taken in consideration, and we all follow under universal laws. It would be, I think, beneficial for viewers to watch the playlist I have out, and it deals with all the more spiritual. It goes all down up through there, but it deals with what I've been picking up spiritually. It doesn't. It doesn't deal with religion. See, religion goes up under those philosophies of the ego, individual thoughts, beliefs, and philosophies. But there are universal laws that govern us all. Yeah. But it would be beneficial for you to watch those videos because I can't recap on them here. But I do know that it's been saying that, hey, we're about to enter a grand social mingle. Now, when I said it with such a warm social, philosophy viewpoint. Hey, it's going to be nice. We're going to be socially mingling. Maybe not. Maybe not. Sometimes, just sometimes, when you meet people, when you engage people, when you encounter people, there become fights and arguments and disputes. It becomes murder, destruction, all kinds of things like that. I do believe Pluto is in Capricorn, talking about transformation, even if by destruction. Pluto also represents death. I even made a video talking about September 23rd, 2017. I mentioned that a little bit. And some believe the world is going to end. I don't think the world is going to end. I do not. I just think that the Mayan calendar, all those things were signs. The eclipse, the four blood moons, all those have been signs, like a lot of people are debunking the Bible, throwing it in the trash for some, like King James Version Bible. And I at one time I had, but I pulled it back up because I saw that it was a blueprint. And I began to understand that blueprint. Again, I could see. And I'm not saying it's just the King James Version Bible. Every religious sector has a piece of the puzzle and is offering the information to its followers. But how deep do you go? Do you gain an understanding? Does that third eye open up? That kind of thing. That information is relevant. And it has been showing us, I don't care where you're from, what you do, what you look like, whatever. It's been showing us the answer. But of course, people got to marketing, corruption, self-survival, Darwin, survival of the fittest. You know what I'm saying? So it was misused. It was not taught appropriately, et cetera, et cetera. And we didn't take the time to study it ourselves. Why? Because we were busy trying to survival of the fittest, working 50, 60 hours per week and so on and so on, driving the luxury cars and making sure we look good and doing all those fabulous things that satisfies the physical experience. And we forgot about our soul. Again, hypothetically, case scenario, our soul is what is not destroyed. What if our soul, again, keeps recycling back in this mother sucker and will continue to recycle back in this mother sucker as long as this world exists? Again, I'm going to point out one more thing. It was that video I made called State of the Soul Address, in which I suggested that a person either draw, sculpt, do whatever is necessary in order to create a totem of their soul. How do you create a totem of your soul when you can't see it? Well, you gotta look at your behaviors. Are you ego driven? Are you being satisfied in the physical? Because if you are not being satisfied in the physical, therefore your soul can become afflicted. Under egotism. Then you could be afflicted because your necessities associated with life and living and survival are not being met in the course of your lifetime in this physical body, therefore inflicting the soul. Or have you in your lifetime been attending to the soul and soul issues? See, these are soul issues. And therefore, when you create a picture or an image or a figure that shows the works that you have done and you sit face to face with that totem pole, you can see your soul. You know what I'm saying? Or, this is a soul too. You know. And so what I bring that back up is because the decision that we make collectively is the collective soul. You know what I'm saying? It's the soul. It's the collective soul. It is a decision that we are all a part of. We are all going to contribute to it. It is shown in your works. It is shown in what you do. It is shown in the jobs that you do. It is shown with the people that you keep company with, etc., etc. And, you come to me for me to read you. I enjoy it. I love it. But we think so much of this. The ego, the physical, my man, my woman, my sex life, my money, my job. Yes, we are worried. Why? Because of the current construct we are under. This construct was determined years and years and years ago, centuries, maybe 26,000 years ago, is when it first began to be created. Since that time, I can think of just a few things. We've been through the Holocaust, we've been through slavery, all to build to where we are now. Now we have another opportunity to determine or begin to construct our collective vision, collective plan for the future world. Now again, it's very little that I know about what happens outside of this realm. I deal with between a womb and a tomb. And to the heights a man or woman can go in a physical vessel, including technology. I have had some experiences that have shown me some other realms. Yes, I have. But this here is what I know, show enough know. And I do know this. If I reincarnate back in here, I don't want to come back at a time where technology has completely taken over. And they can take my soul and put my soul or have my soul enter through the portal immediately into some form of technology that contains my soul. And that technology can't be destroyed. And they put me to work as maybe a slave. No, maybe the physical machine itself, I don't know if we would have the senses with the physical machine. But what I know is that physical machine is harder to destroy. And what I know is that mine or another's or our consciousness can be in these machines, trapped for thousands and thousands of years. What is possible is that we can incarnate in here and come into a time that looks like, I don't know if y'all know the movie from the 80s. I think it was called Thunderdome with Tina Turner, and I think Mel Gibson was in it. Another post-apocalypse movie of all desolates. Everybody fighting and scrapping for water, etc., etc. I don't want to come in on that. We, today, oh our Lord Jesus, I don't want to come back at another time that we have slavery like we did a few hundred years ago. It ain't even been a few hundred years, 100 years ago. Reincarnate, come back in this mud. I don't want my grandchildren or my great-grandchildren to come in on that. Or come in when, again, I may have to be a tree stump or some form of aquatic life, and my level of consciousness has descended. Yes, yes, yes. We are making a decision about if this world is going to ascend, if we're going to bring heaven back here, or if it's going to descend, and it will be a place of hell. Just sharing my thoughts because I see. Thank you for coming to Can Angels Fly. Until next time. Bye.